Hey racers, JonRacer3 here today, back for the week 1 of the Hot Wheels Super Street Race Tournament. And as you can see, we have all 72 of our beautiful cars here in their matchups ready for the first round. And our track is looking great today. Very clean, no weather conditions in the area. It is looking fantastic for these cars to race today. Now just a recap of the rules. If you guys didn't watch the Decide Your Ride video last week, the way this video is going to work is it's going to be the first car to 3 wins, and 2 cars are going to be moving on from each matchup. So now that we have that out of the way, I feel like it's time to just get on racing. And again, just another recap. As you can see on the sides of the street track, you have those little bumps. So there are going to be a lot of wipeouts in the racing today. So let's go ahead and get into our first matchup. A lot of people chose cars in the Decide Your Ride tournament. So hopefully those cars do well and you guys can get a shout out at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and get started with our first matchup. We have a Subaru WRX, a Lotus Evora, a Lamborghini Huracan Performante, and the Audi Sport Quattro. Let's see who takes race 1 in 3, 2, 1. Look at that, it's going to be close. The Lotus wipes out, but the Audi is able to take the win on the outside. 1 win for the Audi. They're back lined up for the second race. The Audi's up 1, 3, 2, 1. Look at that, and the Lotus is going to be taking the win today, zooming through the carnage. The Subaru's not doing so hot. The Lotus has 1, and the Audi has 1. 3, 2, 1. Look at that carnage again, but it's going to be the Lamborghini taking its first win. Every car has 1 win except for that Subaru. 3, 2, 1. And look at the Lotus go with a very clean race. The box falls on top of him, but he gets his second win. 1 more for the Lotus, and the race is his. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the Lotus spins out, he hits a bump, and the Audi manages to get his second win. It is now 2 to 2 to 1 to 0. This could be it, could be the Audi or the Lotus. 3, 2, 1. The Lotus has the speed and it's a wipeout. The Lotus is on the track, thus disqualifying him, and because he's not on the street. That gives the win to... Oh, it's too close to call. I think the Subaru got that. It's too close to call. Taking a look from another angle, it looks like it was the Subaru taking the win for his first win in the race. God, that was a close race. The Subaru actually got his first win. Can he bring it back? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. Look at that. The Lotus is actually on the street track this time. Gets his third win. The Lotus is moving on. Actually, both the Lotus and the Audi are moving on. Since the Audi had 2 and the Lotus had 3, these 2 cars are moving on to the next round. We've got a lot of racing to do. Let's keep going. Our next race is a good one. We have the Jaguar F-Type, the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, the Ford GT40 with the Golf livery, and the Dodge Viper. Let's see who takes it. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. The Ford GT crashes out the entire competition with 2 cars on the track. The Ford GT is going to take his first win. Here we go. Race number 2. Ford GT is up 1. 3, 2, 1. The Ford GT spins out this time. It's the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento taking the win. The Lamborghini has 1. The Ford has 1. 3, 2, 1. And the Ford is actually going to lose it to the Viper. Both cars make it to the finish line, but the Viper hits the finish line first. 1 win for the Viper. Now every car is a win but the F-Type. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. The Ford GT absolutely wipes everyone out, but it's going to be the F-Type taking the win on the outside, passing the Ford. And man, that Sesto just got destroyed by the block. It's now tied at 1s. Every car has a win. 3, 2, 1. And it's going to be the Dodge Viper getting the win again, beating out the competition. And it looks like the Sesto is going to be starting second. 1 more win for the Viper, and the tournament is his. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. It's an awful wreck, but the Ford GT is going to get a second win. The score as it goes across the board is 2, 1, 1, 2. Who's going to take it in 3, 2, 1? And the Viper is going to get his third win with a very clean run down the street track, taking the win and moving on, along with the Ford GT. The Viper and the Ford GT move on to the second round, but we got more races to go. We got the Datsun 510, the Ford Fiesta, the Lamborghini Urus, and the Ferrari 458. Who's going to take it in 3, 2, 1? Oh, look at that. The Ford Fiesta is T-boned by the Urus, who actually derails off the track. Fiesta gets his first win. Here we go, race number 2. 3, 2, 1. And the Ferrari 458 with an extremely fast run gets his first win. Here we go now. The Ford has one and the Ferrari has one. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. The Ferrari's absolutely destroyed by the Urus, which leaves the Ford to get a second win. Here we go. The Ferrari's 1 and the Ford has 2. One more for the Ford, and it's all over. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, the Urus is absolutely wrecking everyone today. He manages to get his first win, crashing the Ferrari and the Datsun. The Urus is on a wrecking rampage. Let's see what the next race comes with. 3, 2, 1. And it's going to be the Ferrari getting his second win, just barely beating out the Ford. The Ferrari has 2 and the Ford has 2. Urus has 1. Datsun has 0. 3, 2, 1. And look at that. It's going to be close. The Ford and the Ferrari battle for the win. It's going to be the Ford taking the win, completing the championship, and the Ferrari is going with them. Time for the next matchup, and we have some fast cars in this one. We've got the custom Datsun 240Z, the Maserati MC12, the Lamborghini Veneno, and the Ford GT Custom Edition. Here we go. Who's going to take it in 3, 2, 1. And look at that. The Ford is just going to run everyone into the wall. The Ford's taking the win. Here we go, race number 2. 3, 2, 1. And the Veneno spins everyone out. The Ford's gonna flip over. Very unfortunate. The Veneno is gonna take it. Man, the Maserati's not doing as good as I thought. It has not won a single race yet. The Ford has won, and the Veneno has won. 3, 2, 1. And the Ford, with so much speed, he's gonna manage to flip over at the end of the track, but he still gets his win over the Veneno, Datsun, and Maserati, who's not doing good. As it goes 2 wins, 1 win, and 0 wins. Can the Ford take it? 3, 2, 1. Look at that. The Ford just absolutely destroying the game. Well, not really. Competition kind of just wrecked itself, but the Ford and the Veneno are moving on. Next up, we have a whole bunch of fan favorite cars. We got the Bugatti Divo, the Ford Shelby GT500, the Bugatti Chiron, and, of course, the Lamborghini Centenario. Who's going to take the win in 3, 2, 1? Look at that. The Bugatti Chiron absolutely destroying the competition. Takes its first win. 1 win for the Chiron. Can he get 2 more in a row? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. And look at that. The Centenario wrecks the Chiron and gets the first win. Maybe the Centenario has what it takes to take the win today. The Centenario has 1 and the Chiron has 1. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the Mustang with an easy win cleanly beats the track and beats the competition. Here we go for round 4. Everyone has a win except for the Divo. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, it's going to be too close to call. I think the Mustang actually got that. I have to go back to replay and confirm. And the Mustang did just barely edge out that Divo for the win. So now the Mustang has 2 and the Divo has none. Who's going to take it in 3, 2, 1. And the Mustang is easily going to get his 3rd win, beating out the Centenario, Divo, and Chiron. But who's going to move on as the 2nd place car? We've got both the cars with 1 win, the Centenario and the Chiron. 3, 2, 1. And look at that. The Lamborghini's barely going to beat out the Bugatti. Oh, what a close race. The Lamborghini takes it. Here we go for the next match. We have a lot of chosen cars here. We got the Ferrari LaFerrari. We got the Jaguar F-Type Project 7, the Audi RS6 Avant, and of course the Honda S2000. Who's going to take it in 3, 2, 1? And look at that. The Jag is going to destroy it. I told you that Jag has a lot of speed under its wheels. The Jaguar has 1 win. Can he sweep it? Maybe. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the Jaguar gets T-boned and destroyed by the Audi, who gets his first win. Here we go, the Audi has 1 and the Jag has 1. 3, 2, 1. I'm telling you, man, that Jag is just so fast, he's going to barely beat out the Ferrari, Honda, and the Audi. 1 more win for the Jag, and it's over. 3, 2, 1. The Jag has so much speed, but he's going to bounce off the walls and crash. It's going to be the Honda S2000 taking the first win. Here we go. It's the score as it goes across the board is 1-0-1-2. Who's going to take it? 3, 2, 1. The Jag, so much speed, destroys the LaFerrari, the Audi, and the Honda. So the Jag took one win, but now we got to figure out who's moving on as well. We got the Audi and the Honda. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the Audi just destroys the Honda, taking the win and moving on with the Jag. And here we go for our next matchup. We have the McLaren Senna, the Ford Focus RS, the Subaru 22B STI version, and the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, the Senna gets absolutely sent back and rocked by that block there. It's going to be the Porsche taking the win. Here we go. The Porsche has one win. 3, 2, 1. And there we go. The Senna is going to be taking its first win after getting rocked in the first race. One for the Senna, one for the Porsche. Here we go. Across the board, it goes 1-1-0-0. 3, 2, 1. And look at that. The Porsche gets destroyed by the other cars, crashes the Senna, and get a second win. Here we go. The Porsche has 2, and the Senna has 1. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's going to be close. The Porsche sneaks past the Senna at the last second. Like I said in the Decide Your Ride video, it's the first to hit the box, not to complete the track, so the Porsche is going to take the win. Here we go for our next matchup. We have a Chevy Camaro, a BMW Z4, a BMW 2002, and a Mopar Chevy Challenger Drift. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the drift car drifts around, but it's going to be the Camaro taking the first win. Here we go, the Camaro's up 1. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and the drift car drifts around again, but it's going to be the BMW passing the drift car at the last second, taking the win. Here we go, now the Camaro has 1 and the BMW Z4. 3, 2, 1. And it looks like the BMW Z... Oh, that's not the Z4, that is the Charger Drift is going to be taking the win over the BMW 2002. So now every car has a win except for that 2002. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's an awful crash from all the cars, and it's going to be a close one, but it looks like it's going to be that Camaro. Just barely taking the win. All right, here we go. The Camaro is up 2. Who's going to take it in 3, 2, 1? And it's a bad wipeout, but it looks like it's going to be the Charger Drift car, taking the win. Here we go, the Charger Drift or the Camaro has to win one more, and it's over. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, it's going to be the Camaro taking the win, beating out the competition and moving on with the American muscle car. All right, in our next matchup, we have some very, very well-known cars. We have the Bentley Continental Super Sports, the Koenigsegg Jesko, the Ford Mustang from Matchbox, and the BMW, which I forgot the name of, which is actually the BMW M3 GT2. All right, who's going to take it in 3, 2, 1? And look at that, the Jesko has the lead, but he blows it and is going to lose it to the Matchbox Mustang. All right, the Matchbox Mustang has 1. Who's going to take it in 3, 2, 1? And look at that, the Jesko tries to smash the Bentley into the wall, but it's not enough. The Bentley, still on the track, is going to take its first win. All right, the Bentley has 1 and the Mustang has 1. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the Jesko is going to be pushed by the Mustang all the way to the finish line. The Jesko really wants that win, and they finally got it. Now everyone has a win but that BMW. 3, 2, 1. And the Bentley, with an easy win, is going to knock over the box and take his second win. All right, one more for the Bentley, and it's over. 3, 2, 1. And the Bentley is going to crash, and it's going to be the Mustang taking the win. The Mustang and the Bentley are now tied at 2. Who can take it home in 3, 2, 1? It's going to be the Koenigsegg. This is going to be a close one. Every car is in position to win except for the BMW. This is going to be it. Who's going to take it in 3, 2, 1? It's going to be close. It's going to be the Koenigsegg coming from the rear, moving on. But who's going to move on with the Koenigsegg? Will it be the Mustang or the Bentley? 3, 2, 1. Look at that. The Bentley crashes the Mustang into the wall. Very unfortunate, but the Bentley is going to be moving on. And just like that, we're halfway done with the first round. So for our next round, we're going to start it, but after a word from our sponsors. Next up, we have the McLaren F1, the Dodge Charger, the BMW M4, and the Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera. 3, 2, 1. And look at that. Cars don't go very far at all, but it's the Superleggera taking the win. Here we go, race number 2. 3, 2, 1. And look at that. The BMW M4 is going to be the one taking the win in that race. BMW has won. The Lamborghini has won. 3, 2, 1. The Lamborghini's going to get his second win. The Dodge almost passes him, but he's not fast enough. One more for the Lamborghini, and it's over. 3, 2, 1. The Lamborghini's not going to make it, but the F1 spins out the BMW to take his first win. The F1 has won, the BMW has won, the Dodge has 0, and the Lambo has 2. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. The BMW's going to do a block move on the Dodge, preventing him from getting his first win, and he's going to get his second, tying the Lambo. All right, it could be the BMW or the Lambo's game. Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. Look at that. It's going to be close, but the F1 bursts through the Lambo and the BMW getting his second win. Who's going to take it? It's anyone's game. Well, except for the Dodge. 3, 2, 1. And look at that. The BMW is going to crash the Lamborghini, preventing him from winning and taking the win himself. But now who's going to move on as the second place car? Lambo or McLaren? 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. It looks like the McLaren's going to hit the bump there, blocking the Lamborghini and taking the win. For our next matchup, we have some GT cars. We got the Nissan GT-R Nismo, the S1 DBS, the Audi RS5, and the Ford GT Race. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. The Ford is going to absolutely spin out the Aston, allowing the GT-R to take the first win. Here we go, race number 2. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, it's going to be the Audi surviving the wrecks. It looks like every single car hit a bump there, except for the Audi. Here we go, the Audi has won and the Nissan has won. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's a close race down to the finish, but it looks like the Aston Martin's going to be beating out the Ford for his first win. Here we go, Aston has won, Audi has won, GT-R has won, and Ford has none. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the Audi's going to spin around, but it's going to be the Aston Martin DBS coming from the back, taking his second win. I was not expecting the DBS to take that, but can he take this win? Let's find out. It doesn't look like the Audi is going to get his second win, beating out the Aston Martin. Here we go, it could be the Audi or the Aston Martin. Who's going to take it in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's going to be close, but the Ford GT hits a bump, allowing the Aston Martin to take the win, allowing him and the Audi to move on. Here we go for our next match. We have another batch of highly chosen cars. We have the Fast and Furious Toyota Supra, the McLaren P1, the Audi R8 Spider, and the Bentley Continental GT3 car. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's a close one, but it's going to be the Audi R8 getting toppled by the box, just barely beating that P1. That puts the Audi up 1 win. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and look at that. It's going to be the McLaren P1 with a little bit of a spin move. Very constant performances coming from the P1. He's going to get his first win. The P1 has won and the Audi has won. 3, 2, 1. And look at that. It's an awful wreck, but the Audi's going to go through the middle, get his second win. The Audi has 2 and the McLaren has 1. Can the Audi smoke him? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's going to be close, but the Bentley manages to beat out the Audi, traveling backwards. The Bentley gets his first win. Here we go. The Bentley has 1, Audi has 2, McLaren has 1, Supra has 0. 3, 2, 1. And it's the Supra getting his first win. Very fast. Every car has 1 win except for the Audi, who has 2. Who can take it in 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. The Supra's going to get his second win. Can he get 3 in a row to destroy the competition? Here we go. The Supra has 2 and now has a chance to take out the Audi. Who's going to take the win in 3, 2, 1? Oh, the Bentley pushes the Audi onto the track, getting his second win. This is getting close. This is anyone's race now. Who can take it? 3, 2, 1. And it's going to be the Audi pulling through and taking the win. But now we got to decide who's for second place. Can the Supra pull through and take the win? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, the Bentley's going to wipe out and destroy the Supra. The Bentley takes the win. Time for our next match. We have the Dodge Challenger Demon. We have the Ferrari FXX, the Nissan GTR, and the Aston Martin Vulcan. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. The Ferrari FXX is going to destroy the competition. FXX got one. Who else can? 3, 2, 1. The FXX is shoved into a wall. It's the Dodge taking the win. All right, who can get a win? The FXX and the Dodge have one. 3, 2, 1. The FXX is going to beat the Nissan GTR in a drag race and take his second win. Can the FXX pull through? We're about to find out in 3, 2, 1. And it's the GTR with another beautiful drag race down to the finish line, taking the win. All right, everyone has a win except for the Vulcan. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, it's going to be the Ferrari FXX taking another win. Now for second with the FXX. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the GTR is going to spin the Dodge into the wall, but it's not enough. The Dodge is taking the win. For our next matchup, we have the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, a Corvette convertible, the Lamborghini Aventador, and the Enzo Ferrari. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, they all run into the left wall. The Enzo Ferrari is taking the win. The Ferrari has one. 3, 2, 1. And it looks like the Aventador is going to get his first win. All right, here we go. Aventador is one. Ferrari is one. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. The Aston Martin is spun out by the Ferrari, and the Lamborghini is going to get a second win. Dirty move by the Ferrari, but one more for the Aventador, and it's over. 3, 2, 1. And look at that. The Ferrari spins out the Aston Martin again, but this time the Aston Martin's taking the win. All right, here we go. Aston Martin has one. Lambo is two. Ferrari is one. Corvette is 0. 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the Lamborghini is going to steer out the Ferrari, getting the third win that he needs. I sense some tension between these two. Which one will be the second place car, the Aston Martin or the Ferrari? 3, 2, 1. And look at that, the Ferrari tries to steer out the Aston Martin. Doesn't work. Aston Martin takes the win. Here we go for our next matchup. We have the Honda Civic, the Volkswagen Golf, the Porsche 918, and the Skyline. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's going to be close. It's the Porsche 918 beating out the Skyline for the win. Race number 2. 3, 2, 1. And it's going to be the Skyline taking the win this time. The Skyline has one and the Porsche has one. 3, 2, 1. And it's going to be the Civic taking this one. All right, we have the Civic, the Porsche, the Volkswagen, and the Skyline. Volkswagen is the only one who doesn't have a win. 3, 2, 1. And the Skyline with a perfect drag is going to take a second win. One more for the Skyline, and it's over. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that, and the FXX is going to get a... Oh, that's not the FXX, that's the Civic, actually. FXX isn't even in this race. Civic gets his second win. If the Civic or the Skyline win it, it's all over. 3, 2, 1. And it's going to be close. Who is the winner there? It looks like the Skyline just barely edges out the Porsche 918 Spyder. Here we go for our next matchup. We have a Porsche Panamera, a Honda Civic, the Porsche 917, and a Honda CRX. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's going to be close, but the Civic is going to take the first win. Here we go with race number 2. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. The Civic gets absolutely destroyed, and it's going to be the Porsche Panamera taking the win. The Panamera has one, and the Civic has one. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's going to be close. The Civic just hammers into the Panamera, but he's going to get his second win. Can the Civic pull through with one more win? We're about to find out in 3, 2, 1. And it looks like the Panamera is actually going to get their second win. It is neck and neck. Will it be the Panamera, the Civic, or someone else? 3, 2, 1. And look at that, it's going to be a wreck. It's very close, but I think the Panamera just barely snuck the win. And for our second to last matchup of the first round, we have the BMW M3, the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo, the Bugatti Veyron, and the fantasy car, the Gazella R. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's going to be a drag race to the finish, but the Lamborghini just barely beats out the Bugatti to the finish line. This Lamborghini's fast. Can we see our first sweep? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. And it looks like we might. The Lamborghini gets his second win in a row. Can the Lamborghini sweep it? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it doesn't look like the Lamborghini's gonna lose it. I think the BMW took that, but we have to go back to replay. Here we go. Now the BMW has 1, but the Lamborghini still has 2. No sweep. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and the Lamborghini's gonna mess it up again, and the Bugatti's gonna take their first win. Every car is a win here except for the Gazella R. 3, 2, 1. Oh, the Lamborghini spins out, but his man is going to pass the BMW to take the win. We got to do a race for second place. Who's going to take it, the BMW or the Bugatti? 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's a close one, but the BMW just straight up has more speed than the Bugatti. The Bugatti loses, BMW moves on. It's time for the final round of the first week of the street racing series. We got the McLaren Speedtail, the Jag, we got the BMW, and the Lamborghini Murcielago. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. The Speedtail just wipes everyone out. He's going to get their first win. The positions are the same as before, but the Speedtail has 1 win. 3, 2, 1. Oh, the Speedtail takes an awful wipeout, and it's the BMW taking the win. The BMW has 1 win, and so does the Speedtail. 3, 2, 1. The Speedtail with the speed is going to get the second win. All right, can the Speedtail get his third win? We're about to find out in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it doesn't look like the Speedtail shoved into the wall by the BMW, who takes their second win. All right, it's the Speedtail and the BMW battling for first. Who's going to take it in 3, 2, 1? Oh, it's not going to be either of them, and it's going to be the blue car, which I cannot remember what it is. It is the Jag taking the win. But that win doesn't mean anything unless you can get 2 more. 3, 2, 1. It's going to be a close one, but it's the Speedtail finishing the race in first place with the BMW in second, and that's how they're moving on to the next round. And there you have it, the end of the first day of racing. It sure was a long one, but next week we've got even more intense racing because the track is getting lifted up. I hope you guys enjoyed the series of races today and sort of the long race format that I'm doing for this video. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next week. Take it easy. Peace.